Hello everybody, my name is Bloodbath169 and welcome back to the Forgotten City. You may notice my voice sounds a little off. That is because I have the flu, and it is not proceeding well. Truth be told, I feel like hammered crap. But I am, if not dedicated to making content for you guys, so. Well, I'm not exactly safe to be up and walking around. I can safely record. If you guys don't mind sniffling and the occasional cough, not to mention this lovely thing that upper respiratory things does to my voice. You know, where all the bass tones in my voice go, "Oh, are you having a bass time?" "Yes, I'm having a bass time." So yeah. But we're going to pick up in the Forgotten City where we left off with our second day. Rewound, rather. We just were forced to loop through time back to the beginning of that day, and we now know that if Malleolus, is allowed to win the election, the first thing he'll do is order the gladiator to break the golden rule using Cynthius to kill Cynthius. So, whatever we accomplish in a day, we need to try to finish it in a day, because obviously we're going to have an issue there. But first thing I think we're going to do, if everything resets, number one thing I want to do is we need to run over to the cistern over here. Oop.
Salve, friend. I'm Galerius. Mind telling me who you are and what you were doing in the Shrine of Proserpina?
I'm Tony, and we've had this conversation before.
I don't think so. I've never seen you before in my life.
Your name is Galerius, and you're about to offer to take me to see Cynthius so you can tell me about the Golden Rule.
Oh, Bacchus, how much did I drink last night? Sorry to have bothered you.
No problem, I have to go.
Oh, and since you seem to be in a hurry, you should try out this device I made. Worked real hard on it.
The zipline bar. Rudimentary wooden zipline handlebar. Cool.
Just attach the pulley to the rope over the lake and hang on to the handles. If it works, it'll be faster than walking. And if it doesn't work, worst thing that can happen is you'll take a swim in the lake. I haven't quite summoned the courage to test it myself. But don't worry, it's completely safe. Probably.
Thanks, I'll be going now.
Alright, see you around.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is I remember there was an old chest down here that had some denarius in it. And how much are we up? Weight against the current. Yeah, that's a good thing there. Okay, we don't quite have enough to get the one thing to doohickey mabob. So why don't we take up his suggestion and use the zip line to try to get down here a little bit faster. Not a lot, but a little. I wonder how I get up there. Huh. There's something up there.
Oh!
Yeah, that worked.
Don't you just love springtime?
Sure do. It's actually one of my favorite seasons. We're gonna come up here and we're gonna pick up the somebody named Rufius is over here somewhere. Okay, we had an old chest here with some arrows. The assassin's bow. What assassin? I don't remember any assassin, but well, there was somebody cowering on the steps. I wonder if that's who that voice is referring to. Alright, well, let's grab coin pouch here. So let's see if we have enough now to go buy the medicine off of this guy.
Salve, stranger, and welcome to our idyllic little slice of the Empire. I'm Dacius.
I need some silphium resin.
Certainly. All I ask is a reasonable price of 1,000 denarii.
How could I come up with 1,000 denarii?
That's hardly my concern. But if you get a job, work hard and save your coins, you should be able to afford it within, say, 5 years?
Wow. You're price gouging over life-saving medicine? What's wrong with you?
Oh, it's perfectly legal. Simply a question of supply and demand, I'm afraid. Take it or leave it.
Alright, fine. Did you hear that?
Hear what?
Never mind.
You sure you're feeling alright? If you're hearing things, perhaps you should pay a visit to Lucretia's clinic. We don't want another Navia on our hands.
What happened to Navia?
She claimed the statues were whispering to her. Nobody else could hear it. Then she shut herself in the palace and we never heard from her again. But I digress. Did you have the silphium or not?
Fine, here's 1,000.
Oh, you have it? I'm impressed.
Frick. A bottle of silphium resin, an extremely valuable ancient Roman remedy for various afflictions.
Pleasure doing business. Can I help you with anything else?
I'll be going.
Very well. Another time.
Okay. We'll come back and talk to him in a minute. But we want to make sure that she gets the...
What are you doing in here? Can't you see this woman is dying? She's been poisoned. She needs the resin of a plant called silphium, but that Culus cubulatus Decius won't give it to me.
Well, that's convenient. Here, I have some.
What?
Take a little.
Quick, give it here. Yulia, you need to swallow this. Here, let me help you. Hopefully, in a moment, she should be able to breathe normally. That was extraordinary. How did you know she needed this exact thing? And at this exact moment? Are you some kind of oracle?
Honestly, you wouldn't believe me if I told you.
Look, if you don't want to tell me, I won't look a gift horse in the mouth. But no matter. That was like the gods hearing my prayers and intervening.
Sure.
You just saved a person's life, and you should be proud of yourself. She might even be able to thank you herself in a few moments. And maybe she can tell us who poisoned her, and who she meant when she was muttering about that snake's cruel black eyes. In the meantime, I'm happy to help you with whatever it is you need.
Well, let's see. I'll be going, cause...
That's a shame. Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
I imagine he does. Okay. Oh, there she goes. Nice. Oh, Yulia. Look a little worse for the wear.
Oh, it's you. Sorry, I'm still a bit out of it. But thanks for trying to help me, I suppose. Was there something you wanted? Lucretia says I'm supposed to rest.
Can I ask what happened to you?
As much as I'm grateful that you tried to help me, it's just not safe for me to talk about it. Please, no more questions.
I want to know how someone poisoned you without breaking the golden rule.
The golden rule. That's the least of my worries. The gods may be cruel, but Malleolus and Claudia are far crueler.
Is that who poisoned you?
Please, just leave me alone. I don't want to talk about it.
I can't help unless you tell me what happened.
Persistent as Nemesis, aren't you? I can tell you, but it's a long saga.
I have all the time in the world.
All right. I'd been here about a week when it dawned on me I'd be trapped here for the rest of my life. I could hardly breathe, and I knew I had to get out somehow. So when my new friend Aurelia offered me a secret way out, I would have done anything. And then I learned her asking price. 1,000 denarii. She was supposed to be my friend. I told her it would take me years to save up that much. So she suggested I take out a loan from Malleolus. And I did.
Thinking you'd be out of here before you ever had to pay back the loan?
I'm not proud of it, but yes, I was surprised he agreed to it, to be honest. But I was so happy to have the money I didn't question it. I had to sign an agreement saying I'd work off the debt over 30 years. But I figured I'd be out of here so soon it wouldn't matter. I paid Aurelia, and she gave me her so-called way out. Do you want to know what it was? Hemlock.
Oh no.
Drink this, she said, and you'll be out of here in no time. Of course, I demanded my money back, but she refused. She pointed to a sign on her tavern saying, "Let the buyer beware." Then she just looked at me with those cruel black eyes, and she laughed. She immediately told Malleolus I'd tried to escape without paying him back. Only, he didn't seem upset or surprised at all. In fact, he just thanked her. And that's when I realized the two of them had planned the whole thing from the beginning.
Surely that would have broken the golden rule.
That's what I said to the magistrate. I went to Sentius and begged for help, but he said the law was clear. I'd signed over my labor for 30 years and there was nothing he could do. I thought about resisting too. But Malleolus said if I didn't submit, I'd break the golden rule. And I couldn't be responsible for all those deaths, so he locked me in his villa. Confiscated everything I owned as collateral, and made me wear immodest, humiliating outfits while I worked day in, day out. His wife Claudia was just as bad.
Sheesh.
She sent me to work on an endless stream of futile, demeaning tasks. I'd be on my hands and knees, scrubbing the floor clean for hours, only for her to pour slop on it and hiss, "You missed a spot."
Ouch.
Those two took everything from me. But they forgot to confiscate one thing. My hemlock.
So you poisoned yourself.
I just wanted it to be over. But it seems I messed that up too. Should have drunk all of it.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I brought it on myself. I trusted one of the most callous human beings I've ever met, and tried to swindle the other. I don't know how I could have been so stupid.
So what'll happen to you now?
When I've recovered, I expect their thug Domitius will come for me. He'll escort me back to their villa, and I'll be right back where I started. Only this time, I won't be able to lull myself to sleep at night with the thought of a permanent solution. Honestly, it would have been better if the poison had been allowed to run its course.
I'm sorry. Can I do anything to help?
I doubt it. It seems this is the fate the gods have chosen for me, for trying to escape. At least until someone breaks the golden rule. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad.
I have a better idea. How much would it cost to buy your freedom?
A lot. But it doesn't matter. I made a suicide pact with Ulpius last night. He's in exactly the same position as I am. Malleolus and Aurelia set the same trap for him a month after they did it to me. He and I are in this together. He's probably already thrown himself from the bluff into Malleolus's villa by now. If so, I'd never be able to live with myself, knowing I broke my promise to him.
Perhaps I can help him too?
I doubt you could make it up to the bluff in time. I don't know who you are, or why you seem so determined to help me, but... thank you.
I'll get right on it. Let's go see what we can do for Ulpius real quick. Hopefully we can
May
get
Apollo
up there.
keep you safe.
Yeah, you too. Maybe we can get up there before her tears run through the city. Her tears run through the city. Okay. I haven't been up here through this direction, so this will be interesting. Alright. Oh. Talk about a bad time to get turned to gold. Sheesh. Alright, let's see if we can save Ulpius. And if so, great. That means we've now saved 2 people from killing themselves. Octavia, I don't need to talk to
Salve,
you.
friend. I'm Octavia. Welcome to life under the Golden Rule. It's a ghastly thing, is it not? How are you faring so far?
Actually, I need to talk to Ulpius.
All right, well, it was lovely to meet you. I look forward to getting to know you better over the coming months. And if you ever...
I can't believe this is how it ends.
Oh, no. No. No, 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 no. Ulpius, what are you doing? Get back from there. If you lose your balance, you'll fall.
That's the idea.
What? Why? Why would you want that?
Why do you think I'm stuck for the rest of my life working for a man who treats me like an animal?
I know things are hard for you right now. They're hard for all of us. We're all in this together, Ulpius. Please just think this through. If you do this, it could be the sin that seals all of our fates. Is that what you want?
I'm sorry, but I just don't care anymore.
You can't guilt trip somebody
Please,
that's
Ulpius.
suicidal.
Help him. If he goes through with it, it could be the end for us all. I don't know what to do. I've never had to deal with this sort of thing. Please, you need to talk to him.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you. And please, choose your words carefully.
Is this what Scintilla would want?
You know about that? How is that possible? I mean, I've never mentioned it to anyone.
You'd never believe me if I told you.
Well, if you say so. You don't understand. I don't want to hurt anyone. I just want it all to be over.
I understand. Maybe I can help solve your problem.
It's too late for that. Yulia and I made a pact. And she's already swallowed hemlock this morning. If I backed out now, I'd be betraying her. I can't do that.
I've already saved Yulia's life, and I'd like to help you too.
Oh, really? That changes things a little. But we're still in debt bondage to that monster. Unless you happen to have 2,000 denarii to pay off both of our debts.
Well, no, but I could probably raise the money if you give me some time.
No. No. Time's up. I'm out. Wherever you are.
Oh, man.
Scintilla, my love. I'm sorry.
Ulpius, no!
Okay. Crap.
I can't believe he went through with it. Oh Lord. That poor lamb.
Was that my fault?
That was not your fault. There's no way you could have given him what he wanted, moments after you arrived.
What happens now?
I'll have to let everyone know what happened, and I...
Because we'd already talked about that. Okay, so we couldn't save Ulpius this time around, but... Let's see, we need to... I can... Where's the thing? Do I get on over here? I just saw the interaction. Where is it? There it is. That's interesting. She's going to tell everybody. That leads down to the temple. Let's go back, I guess. What we'll do is we'll go back. Who's this? Rubius. Okay.
May Apollo keep
Let's
you
talk
safe.
with Yulia real quick. She's crying her eyes out. That's to be expected.
Oh, it's you again. Is everything all right?
I think we better not ask her. Do you know a way out of here? Because that'll probably set her off. Do you know anything about Scintilla's disappearance?
No. I did hear from Ulpius that she disappeared. It's very sad. She was such a lovely young woman. But I'd been locked in Malleolus's villa for months before she went missing, so I can't help you, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. What's your story?
You mean my life story? Oh. Well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't, cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while. Until 7 months ago when the fires came.
The fires again.
My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless, and it claimed everything and everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber with the crowds. I remember diving into the river, and then the next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since.
I understand. What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Our priestess, Equitia, once told me it's the god's way of creating a city without sin. But if that's the case, then whichever god is responsible for it didn't think it through. I mean, all it really does is make bad people better at hiding their sins, and good people too frightened to stand up for themselves.
Pretty much.
I've seen Malleolus, Claudia, and Domitius make grown men cry. Romans. They don't cry easily. They've never physically hurt anyone. But the point is, they don't have to. They've got people running scared because everyone knows Malleolus is the favorite to win today's election.
Oh, can I help?
I doubt it. I mean, the election is today, and you've only just arrived. I just don't think there's enough time for you to do anything.
We'll see about that.
I suppose we will.
Alright, I'll leave her be.
All right. Thank you again for saving my life.
Alright. Ruffy's still out here? Nope. There's a shop here, but there's nobody there. Let's talk. She weeps where the water flows. Okay. What about you? Theseus looks busy. I should try talking to him again later.
Hey, Virgil, how much would you want to make me a bow?
For the last time, Dacius, I'm not making you a bow.
Oh.
But why?
You know why.
But how am I going to defend myself against someone else with a weapon?
There are no other weapons in the city. We all went along with the magistrate's weapons ban, so it wouldn't be an issue.
That's why I've got to get in first before someone else beats me to it.
Indeed. What's up with you?
Oh, back again, I see.
What's your
You
story?
mean, how did I end up here? That is a lengthy tale.
Let's hear it.
All right. Well, you see, I'm in the business of procuring rare and precious objects liberated from the enemies of Rome. Mostly sculptures, vases, the occasional slave, fetch a magnificent price in Roman high society. Had myself a nice little shop in Rome, just off the Forum. Lots of foot traffic and close to the docks. Good place to be when the fires broke out. See, about 7 months ago, half of Rome caught on fire. Everyone who couldn't get to an outer gate was running for the river, hoping to escape by barge. So I gathered my coins and some priceless vases into a cart and had my most loyal slave girl, pretty young thing named Acantha, push it for me. All the way down to the river, I'm elbowing for a stampede of people, turning back now and then to make sure she hasn't legged it with my valuables. But, to my surprise, we make it, and I see this barge loading up, and it's so full it's almost sinking. But the captain's happy to take my coin, so I start boarding, and then he puts his hand on my chest and he says, "No, too heavy. The cart or the girl." So I did what anyone would have done.
You chose the cart, didn't you?
Of course I chose the cart. I mean, I can always buy a new slave girl, if I still have my money. So I put my hand on the cart, and I guess you realised what was happening because those pretty black eyes of hers go all wide. And in one swift motion, she topples the whole bloody thing into the Tiber.
So you took her with you after all?
No, I dived in after it, of course. Aren't you paying attention? That was a bloody fortune. Only, I guess I must have hit my head or something, because everything went black. When I came to, I'd washed up on the riverbank, not far from here, with nothing in the world but a single silver coin.
Sounds like you got what you deserved.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, sure, I'd lost a few thousand denarii, but I've already made it back, and this place is a veritable treasure trove. Look around you. There must be more gold in here than in the treasury of Rome. If I can just figure out how to get it out of here.
Do you know way out here?
I'm afraid not. If you're desperate, I did hear that Aurelia down at the tavern claims to know of a way out, but I'm not sure I trust her. Some people here are a little shady for my liking.
You don't say. Thanks.
Oh yeah, gotta watch out. Old Dacius has got your back though.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the golden rule?
It's terrible for inflation is what it is. There's so much gold just lying around, it's practically worthless. At least down here. Of course, I have an idea for generating real wealth, but what I need is a bow. Just a simple composite bow. I've scoured this city from top to bottom with no luck. But if you happen to find one, bring it to me and we'll talk.
Okay. I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, friend.
Who are you going to vote for?
Malleolus. I mean, Sentius couldn't even keep his daughter safe. What hope does he have of protecting us?
Yeah. Let's talk about something else.
Certainly. Very well. Another time.
Alright. He's a piece of work. Alright, what else do we have over here? We've got the Priestess. Okay, well, I guess we'll go back and talk to her in a minute. Okay, this is locked. It looks to be a temple, but it is locked. Okay. This was Georgius. Yeah?
Welcome to my humble store.
Greek.
Greetings. I'm Georgius. It gladdens me to see another foreigner in our midst. We must stick together, you and I.
I know.
And I must say, my sartorial friend, your clothing is most extraordinary. Leather boots in place of sandals, trousers with precise stitching, and such a curious design. I have traveled distant trade routes from the markets of Damascus to the farms of India, and never have I seen anyone dressed quite like you. Tell me, I must know, from which exotic part of the world do you hail?
My nation doesn't exist yet.
Is this a riddle, or perhaps you mean to say you feel like you are ahead of your time? I feel the same way. Another reason for us to stick together. We will have much time here to get to know one another. But for now, do you require assistance? I know you do not require clothing, so information perhaps?
What's your story?
My story? How kind of you to ask. I am a tailor and I run the humble shop in the Forum.
Why set up a tailor shop here?
You mean to say, with all the turmoil and terror of the Golden Rule and so few customers, why bother setting shop at all?
It does seem kind of unnecessary.
I'll tell you, it is precisely because of the Golden Rule that I wish to remind my friends of the importance of looking one's best. I say, the more of our customs we preserve down here, the more we can preserve a semblance of normality, the better our chances of keeping our heads. Don't you agree?
I suppose so.
Oh, and there is another reason too. If we all end up as golden statues for future generations to marvel at, I don't know about you, but I would like to look my best.
How'd you end up here?
A good question. A very good question indeed. And I would be happy to tell you if only I could remember it clearly myself.
Why don't you tell me what you do remember?
I remember I had just been to Rome to sell an extraordinary selection of wares, and drowning in coin, I decided to celebrate my success. I rented a prestigious villa by the Tiber, invited over a few select friends, and we began making our way through some of the most exquisite wine money could buy. Quite a lot of it, in fact. Now, I have had visions and awoken in strange places before. I have even found myself naked in the desert sands more than once, but none of that compares to this. This time, I remember people screaming, then falling into a void as empty as time before creation, gasping for air, and then nothing. When I regained my faculties, I was lying naked by the banks of the Tiber, gods know how many miles from my villa.
So you floated down the Tiber?
Indeed. I'm lucky I was carrying a little extra weight. I believe it kept me afloat. In any case, it seems I'd been rescued and resuscitated by a benevolent stranger. I went to find firewood for his campfire,
His
stumbled
campfire.
across a cave, and discovered that trapdoor temple. And here I am.
Wow. Talking about something else.
Anything you like.
You know a way out of here?
Not so loud. What are you playing at?
Sorry, did I say something wrong?
Have you not been told about the last attempt?
The last attempt?
Oh, then I suppose this duty falls to me. It is a long story.
Why don't you tell me?
Of course, the first question any of us asks when we first arrive is, how do I escape? It is only natural after all. And scaling the chasm wall is out of the question, for it is simply too steep and too far.
Yeah.
But as they say, if the wind fails, use the oars. And here the second option is to leave the way we came in, through the shaft above the bathhouse. See, the shaft is quite high, but if one gathered up enough wood, one could make a series of ladders and climb one's way out.
Why hasn't anyone done that yet?
They have. I am getting to that. There was an attempt, made by resourceful fellows who lived here some years ago. They even decided to keep records of their escape attempt for posterity. Unfortunately, as soon as they began to carry the first ladder down the hallway, they heard a godlike voice shake the entire city, and that, tragically, is where their tale ends.
Eesh.
So it seems that to merely attempt escape is to invite the wrath of whichever god oversees this place. And so I say, it is best to not even discuss it aloud.
Got it, thanks. What do you think about the golden rule?
Ah, yes. The many shall suffer for the sins of the one. As a Greek, this is nothing new to me. It is how our gods operate.
Mm-hmm. Why do you say that?
Have you not heard the tale of the god Hades? He was the first to learn this dreadful lesson when he abducted Persephone and imprisoned her in the underworld. When Demeter, the mother of Persephone, learned of this, she did not punish Hades, the guilty one. Instead, she changed the climate of Earth so that it became hot and dry. Nothing grew. The grain turned to empty husks and the rivers dried up. Innocent people died by the tens of thousands until at last the other gods were forced to act, lest they have no worshippers left. So yes, we know this rule. This has always been the case. The Golden Rule has merely brought it into focus.
That's true. That's accurate to Greek mythology. What can we do about it?
If we are to survive, I say we must each keep the simple wisdom of Thales of Miletus, first of the 7 sages of Greece, who said, avoid doing what you would blame others for doing.
Sounds simple enough, but that's easier said than done.
Regrettably, I think you are correct, my friend. For even if 99% of us adopt this principle, that will never be enough. Sadly, no matter how well we protect ourselves, the life's work of many good people can be undone in the blink of an eye by a single selfish act.
I know. I've seen it happen.
Ah, the voice of experience. I am sorry for your loss, my friend. But on a lighter note, I will say one thing for the Golden Rule. For all their grim and haunting poses, these golden statues do make magnificent models for my clothing, do they not?
He is, upbeat.
That, my friend, is quite the dilemma. But after some reflection, I'm leaning toward voting for Malleolus. I do not enjoy the thought of another visit from Domitius if I voted the wrong way.
Voter intimidation. Anything I can do to change that?
Nothing comes to my mind, my friend.
I'll be going now.
I hope that our paths cross again soon, my friend.
Okay. Virgil's, right?
Salve.
Yeah? What's up?
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome to a little community. My name's impossible to pronounce for most people, so you can just call me Virgil.
Okay.
I hear we have you to thank for saving Julia's life. I'm glad you arrived when you did.
What's your story?
Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people, that kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place.
Tell me about the city's history.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
Isn't it common for Romans to copy Greek art and architecture?
Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell.
Tell me about the city's architecture.
Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas. And the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake and allows us to fish and farm.
If they bring water into the city, could we use them to escape?
Hey, not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just, please, try to be a bit more discreet about it.
Tell me about the temple up on the bluff.
You mean the Great Temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case, it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless somebody figures out a way inside, I suppose we'll never know.
Okay.
Of course.
You know a way out of here?
You wouldn't believe how often the new ones ask that question. But I'd tell you the same thing I tell everyone else. There are much worse places to live out your days. You might have a few sleepless nights thinking about the golden rule, but once you get used to the fear, knowing that a single slip-up could cost you everything, it's not too bad. Nothing new to me, anyway.
What do you mean?
Oh, I just mean I grew up in the Batavi tribe, far to the north in Noviomagus, and learned to expect a bit of hostility. They weren't nearly as tolerant as the Romans.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
Some people say it's divine, the work of a god, but I'm not so sure. It just seems so flawed to me. Like it's distinctly human. I mean, once you've been here long enough, you'll notice people doing things that just seem so wrong to you. But this so-called god doesn't seem to care, which means one of two things. Either you don't know the difference between right and wrong, or this unknown god doesn't. And I'm pretty sure I know the difference. Do you?
I think so, yeah.
Good. Then I hope you'll agree that there are only two ways of dealing with unfair rulers. The first is to leave. The second is to remove the ruler from power. And it seems leaving may not be an option.
I hear you.
I'm glad. It's best if I say no more, but I hope you'll give it some thought.
I noticed the graffiti. Why does someone think you're a sinner?
Look, I haven't done anything wrong, if that's what you're thinking. Somebody just has a problem with my preference for male company.
You like men.
Hey, nothing gets by you, huh? Sorry, that was mean. Yes, I like men. And when you grow up in the north, as I did, in the city of Noviomagus, you expect a bit of hostility. The Batavi are not known for their tolerance. I saw enough friends killed or driven away to know the cost of not keeping your personal affairs to yourself. So I hid who I was for, what was it, nearly 10 years? Watching what I said and where I looked. But that kind of fear eats away at you slowly, until living isn't any better than the thing you were afraid of. Needless to say, since I'm now living underground, halfway across the known world with an assumed name, my openness didn't go down well among the enlightened folk of the Batavi.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Nice of you to say, but not necessary. In any case, the Romans are far more accepting, and among them, I get to be who I am. Or at least, I thought that was the case. It seems I was wrong.
Do you know who's writing the graffiti?
It's not just graffiti. I have quite a collection of handwritten notes too. The strange thing is, I keep my personal affairs to myself. I've never really been interested in any of the men here. Not my type. So I'm not sure what I could have done to upset this person. If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably one of those cultists.
Cultists?
Strange bunch. They insist there's only one god, and that he considers my nature a sin. Can you believe that? If there are any of them here, they won't admit it. Not since they supposedly burnt down half of Rome last year and went into hiding. All I know is, if these threats keep escalating, eventually my secret admirer is going to cross a line and break the golden rule.
I'm gonna look into it for you.
What? Really? I didn't expect that. But thanks. It's always a pleasure to meet someone so selfless.
Sure.
I'm glad you arrived when you did. I'd start by figuring out who the cultists are. Or maybe ask around among the merchants here. Someone who lives or works in the forum must have seen something. But if you find them, please don't hurt or humiliate them. I suspect they're just confused.
Probably. I'll see what I can do. Who are you gonna vote for?
Well, Malleolus is talking about loosening some of the restrictions in this place. And while it's all a bit vague, at least he has a vision.
Anything I can do to change that?
My vote isn't for sale, if that's what you're asking.
Nah, I'll be going.
Nice to talk to you.
Okay, so Virgil... Rufius is still around here somewhere. And he seems to be crouching whoever this is. We know what happens when they all go to the election. We know that the Malleolus
Salve,
will...
Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river and your spirit lives on in the underworld.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
Something like that, but...
What if I die and go to Tartarus because they say I've been bad?
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius.
Yeah, Galerius is trying to be nice to Dooley, isn't he?
Now, I have more work to do.
Alright,
I'll see you again soon.
there was that note we found with these secret instructions talking about back behind the theater. So let's look around in here. Hey, this is that zip line that leads back there. She will guide you. Okay, an old chest with some denarius. Excellent. This guy's strapped to the torture rack. Wheel, essentially. Okay. I'll see another right here. Ooh, there's a lot more to this place than I thought. Okay, so there's that. This is a right. See, that's what creeps me out about these statues. That lady had to have been turned to gold mid-stride. Something ain't right with that. There's ancient... Whoever was living here before... appears that they had a... issue of some kind. Okay, what's up here? Okay, so there's vines, but we can't climb those. He was trying to protect those too. I wonder if that's what triggered them to break the golden rule. That legionary punching the dude. Could be. This looks like it's actually occupied. So who lives here? That's somebody in a boat. Looks like. What's this? The bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. This is the Livia's room. Gotta be Livia's room. Note from Livia. Cryptic, almost poetic rambling from Livia. The place called Accursed. Here Titios offers up his innards to be torn, stretched out over 9 fields. You, Tantalus, cannot catch the drops of water in the tree you grasp at. Eludes you. You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns. Xion turns and follows after himself and flees, and the 49 Belides, who dare to plot the destruction of their cousins, their husbands fetch again with incessant labor the water they have lost. These are all from Greek and Roman, those are all stories from Greek and Roman mythology of punishments given to people in the underworld. Is that the pattern that she's noticed that tore her up? Find you? I'm working on it. If that's the case, that would mean that we're in the underworld. Which makes some level of sense. May the cause be kinder to you than they were to us, stranger. Yeah. What's up here? Okay, that's something different. Let's see what's down here. Chest with some denarius, arrows, and wine. Nice. Okay. Oh, this comes out over here. Okay. But I didn't find that shrine. Okay, so let's run back in here. up that way. Start at the beginning here by the... this just looks down on that. Start toward the beginning here near the temple, or the theater, excuse me. Said right. Right again. Oh, that was stupidly easy. Okay. What's this? Wooden carving with a symbol of a fish carved into it. Looks like it might be religious in nature. Yes, it is. Because early Christians used the fish symbol to denote Christianity. And there's Claudius right there. Or Claudia, excuse me. A loaf of bread is partially eaten, still fresh. Whoever owns it probably hasn't finished with it. I'm not going to steal bread. But that is a Christian shrine, I do believe. Okay, so the only person... Oh no, we haven't been to this area down here. So, let's grab the... I know, I heard you the first time. But what we're going to do is we're going to come down here, if I don't fall. We're going to come down here, and we're going to talk with Brennan here. As this is the only place left that we haven't explored. This must be Galerius's place. Looks like someone has been hard at work working on a prototype zip line. Yeah. Galerius has a poem. A love poem to an unspecified woman. My life has been torturous as the 7 labors of Hercules. Orphaned, defeated, enslaved, yet I would suffer it all gladly, because each loss, wound, and tragedy brought me to you. Radiant as Rome's sacred flame, your bright warmth nourishes my soul. I know I can never touch you any more than hold Vesta's flame, but to watch and love you from afar, bathing your glow is enough. Vesta's flame, huh? That sounds like it would be talking about the Vestal Priestess.
You, Sisyphus, attack or pursue the stone that always returns.
A small wooden model of an arena, possibly Verona Arena, which is completed in the 1st century and is still in use today. Okay, that's cool. That says this is... Oh, Virgil. Okay, he's got a few denarius. What's up here? A hallway. Let's see, another shrine. Lucretia. There's some denarius. She's got her herbs. That's the fish sauce. That just seems cruel. Here, hold my pot. Okay, whose is this? Livia. Okay. Surgical tools. This is Navia's chest. It's key to this chest and the Shrine of Apollo. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's that old chest in there. So I'll have to go check that out. See what's in there. A bowl of mushrooms. A doll. Rudimentary doll. Looks like it has been well loved. This must be... what's his name? A rudimentary bed. Filthy, foul-smelling sleeping mat of someone living in poverty. That would be Dooley, I bet. Okay.
You, Sisyphus, attack
He
or
listens
pursue
with their
the
ears,
stone
huh?
that always
What's this?
returns.
The bloodless shadows imitate their previous lives, for they do not know. Livia, you leave stuff all over the place. Training dummy. Looks like Domitius has been using this to train. I wonder if his ability's been training for. Ceramic bowl. A ceramic bowl full of urine, which ancient Romans used because of its ammonia content to wash and bleach their clothes. Yeah, I always wanted to wash my clothes in my own piss. Why not? See a dice tower or metal dice tower designed to stop people from cheating when rolling dice. Clearly, cheating must be a problem among Romans. There's that one statement again. Domitius. He's got a gladiator shield. Looks like he was carrying the shield with him when he arrived in the city, but he wasn't forced to get rid of it because it's not technically a weapon. Yeah, a bowl of urine for cleaning, huh? Nothing says clean like dipping your hands in a bowl full of pee.
Well,
Isn't that an impressive trinket?
Yeah, it is. What are you doing? What's this?
Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia. And I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before. A certain learning and sophistication.
And flattery. Not interested. Sorry.
Oh, I see. You prefer the company of men. Maybe you should go and make friends with Virgil instead. I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
What's your story?
Ugh, let it go. Nothing's going to happen between us.
Well, I don't want anything to happen between us. I already know what you do. No way out of here?
You know, normally, I'd expect you to buy me a drink before asking if I want to get out of here.
Not what I asked. That's cute, but seriously, do you know a way out?
Straight to business, huh? No, I can work with that. As a matter of fact, I do know a way out. I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you?
Not interested. I know it's a scam.
Ha! It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand the terms of a deal. I mean, it does say, let the buyer beware, right outside my tavern.
What do you think about the golden rule?
I just try not to think about it. Drink helps with that. As the saying goes, to drink is human, so we drink.
No, asking you
All
for
right,
gossip.
see ya.
Well, at least she didn't throw me out. Bet she will when I come up here. A beer vat for brewing...
You stay away from my money.
I'm not going after your money. Large vat for brewing beer. There's a layer of small insects drowning on the surface. Well, sounds like she's coming up here after me. What?
Oh, do us all a favour and drink hemlock, Caput Murder.
That's rude.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Let the buyer beware.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea
Many
over a
shall
cauldron?
suffer for
You'll
the
scare
sins of
away
the
my
wine.
customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous
Legionary's
lives,
banner
but
from
they
the first
are
Italica. This
ignorant.
must belong to Horatius.
This again.
Type
You're in
of
a
Roman
world of
shield
your
known
own,
as a
aren't you?
scutum. He's got a thing for fish sauce, looks like. He's got an ancient Roman cavalry helmet with an enclosed face mask and plume made of dyed horsehair. Yeah, that's accurate. He's got a major thing for fish sauce. Hoo boy. Okay. That door's... Yeah, I don't like you following me, dude. Everybody tried to run in that room, looks like. Who's in here? A strange old vase painted with geometric shapes is definitely not Roman. I wonder where this came from. That's Egyptian, my dude. Where it came from is a different story. Note from Kabash. Dream diary from Kabash from what she describes as recurring dreams about a stranger named Kerti. To Lucretia about the dreams I've been having, she said it might help her divine their meaning, so I wrote them down. If I wrote them down. Happening again last night, the man by the river was there, as always, his face shrouded in shadow from that peculiar ram headdress. Once again, he introduced himself as Kerti and told me he dragged me from the river. He seemed to smirk as he said his name, as if he meant something I could not understand. Indeed, the name rings a bell, but I cannot for the life of me remember where I heard it. I do not think I will sleep soundly again until I know. Okay. Carving of a lion. Looks Egyptian. Kabash. So this must be Kabash's room. And Kabash must be Egyptian. Who's this? Or what's this? Incomplete note. Incomplete note, red dress to Sinner. This is your final warning, Sinner. So who's it? Rufus. Okay. We gotta persuade him to stop attacking him. And yep, he's got a... Yep. Yep. A phallic charm thought by the Romans to have divine protective properties. Yeah, about that. Somebody doesn't... You know, he's got golden statues in his room, dude. Getting dark. Getting very dark. Alright. Okay, so... Let's go, first of all, let's go and open up that chest in the Shrine of Apollo. We found that key, so let's see what's in the chest. Tunk.
May Apollo keep you safe.
It'd be nice if Apollo would load his temple correctly. Alright. Maybe his treatment notes. The treatment for rheumatism is willow bark. Nice. Okay.
May Apollo keep you safe. Feeling all right?
Yeah. Found out how to treat rheumatism.
You made it into the palace. I'm impressed. How is Nevia?
Actually, I didn't. I found it another way.
Oh, I see. Well, what's the treatment?
Willow bark.
Willow bark. I should have known. It was under my nose the whole time. That's very helpful. Thank you. If this works, it should settle Rufus down some. I have some right here. Could you do me a favor and give him some of this? He'll just need to swallow a pinch of it. I'm hoping it will avert disaster.
That'd be nice. Thank you. A pot of finely shaved willow bark for medicinal purposes. Alright, I can do that.
Thank you. I'm really glad you arrived when you did.
Yeah, I'm a regular lifesaver.
That's a shame.
Except for...
Thanks again for saving Yulia's life. Apollo smiles upon you.
Except for Ulpius. Alright, where is... There's Rufus over that way. Alright, so I gotta get Rufus to stop being so irritable, and then maybe I can persuade him to stop harassing Virgil. And I bet you he's down in the shrine, yes. No. Okay, so where the hell is he? Down here? Oh, he's down. He's at the bar.
I'm guessing that Promethean fire's not for sale.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Hey, bud.
Name's Rufus. Better watch your step.
About your rheumatism.
What business is that of yours?
I figured out a treatment. Eat a pinch of this willow bark and you should feel better in no time.
Willow bark? And this will work? Oh, thank God. Finally, some relief. This is what I've been praying for. Maybe God hasn't abandoned me after all. Thank you.
Yeah.
I've been in a lot of pain lately. The rheumatism, these cursed statues always watching, and the crisis of faith.
You don't sound wrong.
It was too much.
You're a legionary,
Started
bud.
messing with my head. This is exactly what I needed to set it straight again.
Yeah.
I owe you one.
Okay, what's your story?
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp, but... family's from Seleucia on Tethys.
Ah, that explains it.
Babylon province. But I've been roaming a long time now. Even joined the legions. The 6th. The one they call Ironclads.
How'd you end up here?
Not sure. I was fighting with the 6th against Parthians in the east. Only my whole body was aching every time I took a swing of my gladius. It was the rheumatism. Relentless. Unending. Of course, I wasn't going to get any sympathy from my commander.
Naturally not.
So I started thinking. What if, in the next battle, I just didn't try as hard, you know? What if I let my guard down just long enough? Next battle came, and all I remember is this bloody great savage coming toward me. And I just loosened my grip, and then nothing. I woke up by the river. Some strange man in an eagle headdress had fished me out. Kamut Tabal, I think he called himself.
Huh.
Then I found this place, and that's it.
That's odd. Most of the others were in Rome before they woke up in the forest, but you're saying you were in the east?
Are you calling me a liar? I've just opened up to you and you're doubting me to my face? I won't make that mistake again.
Alright, damn, dude. Just asking. Okay, well, we can't talk to... Can we talk to him any further? I mean, out of curiosity.
I have nothing to say to you, Kaput Mada.
So exotic.
Yeah, you're not losing me, dude. Okay, so we can't talk to Virgil again today, looks like. So, or not Virgil, Rufius. Found this in the last episode. Myth of the Golden Rule. Old scroll in which the author makes the case against the existence of the Golden Rule. That worked out perfectly for him. And, okay, so that leaves basically only one thing we can do, and I guess we need to see what's up with this lady here.
Help! You have to do something! A man arrived in the baths, a real nasty sort, with his face all covered up, and he's got a weapon. You have to do something, or he's going to break the Golden Rule.
I'll get right on it.
Thank you. He's still in there, somewhere. I have to hide. Find me in this empty shrine when it's over.
Okay. No. Maybe we shouldn't meet in there.
What? We don't have time for this. I have to go.
No, never mind. I don't know why I said that. Well, that shrine? Okay.
The shrine is collapsing.
Virgil! Virgil, my dude. I kind of feel like maybe this was not maintained, my dude.
Fabia, no!
Oh, so this is Fabia.
God, she's dead! Did anyone see that? The whole shrine just collapsed on her. Oh, Fabia, why did you have to go in there? Poor sweet girl.
Warning, or beware, shrine may collapse at any moment. Damn. There goes Fabia. What's this? You speak with their tongues? Okay. What's in here? This isn't a Roman god. This is a Greek statue. Probably the goddess to whom the temple is dedicated. Perhaps a local Greek who knows more about her. There's a freaking passageway over here. Oil lamp has been through here recently. I'm not doing too much in the way of exploring before I have a weapon. Not exploring in the weird areas anyway. And unfortunately, it looks like the only real way for me to get a weapon is apparently to confront this guy. Oh. Oh, yeah, there's the assassin.
Stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus, otherwise known as Quinctius. Do you know where he is?
I don't know a Quinctius.
I'm not sure I believe that, so allow me to explain something to you.
Okay.
I am here with orders from Emperor Nero himself to find and execute the cultist Quinctius for terrible crimes against the Empire. So, if you tell me the truth, I will allow you to live. But if you lie to me or otherwise obstruct the Emperor's business in any way, I will put this arrow through your chest.
Well, that's
Is that
unnecessary.
understood?
I got it.
Thank you. Now tell me, who are you people, and what is this place?
We're just a small community of strangers who wound up here by accident. I don't think there's going to be much point in arguing with this guy because, among other things, he threatened us, so obviously he's willing to use the deadly force. But there's no point in trying to get him to disarm.
A small community. Ha! I was told Quinctius was a cultist, but I never thought he'd be foolish enough to lead me right to the heart of his mystery cult.
What's a mystery cult?
Oh, don't play coy with me. I don't care if you're worshipping Bacchus, Magna Mater, or Christ. You lot are all the same to me. Always sneaking off to your secret sanctuaries, indoctrinating each other with your little mantras. The Emperor may have tolerated your activities up until now, but after what Quinctius did, those days are numbered.
You've got the wrong idea. We're not cultists.
You say that, but if you're not a cult, then why go to such great lengths to keep this place a secret?
I'm still looking. No, we're not keeping it a secret. We're all trapped in here.
So you admit you're not allowed to leave?
It's not that we're not allowed to leave. We physically can't leave. There's no way out.
Threatening me is not going to help you, but in any case, that sounds an awful lot like a cult to me.
And I
saw the inscription saying, "The many shall suffer for the sins of the one." I take it this is some kind of mantra you all believe?
This is called confirmation bias. It's not a mantra, it's a warning.
A distinction without a difference. You've clearly been indoctrinated into this nonsense.
No, I've
Now
seen
tell
it.
me, where did you lot get enough gold to make all these statues?
There were once people who were turned to gold as punishment.
You lot are practicing human sacrifice too. You people disgust me.
We didn't turn them to gold. No, you're distorting what I said.
Yes, because I'm the real villain here. It's all clear to me now. The secret sanctuary, the indoctrination, the mantra, the human sacrifice. You're cultists. There's no doubt in my mind. What baffles me is how a person can believe in something with such zeal. They just can't see what they've become. However, you still have a chance to redeem yourself by telling me where Quinctius is. Do not waste it.
What can you tell me about him?
Very well. Here's what I know. He's a 40 to 50-year-old man with distinctive eyes, one green and one blue. He's also known to have delusions of grandeur. The Emperor says he and his cult, your cult, are responsible for starting the fire which burnt half of Rome to the ground and killed thousands in the process.
How do you know he set fire to Rome? Perhaps the Emperor was looking for a scapegoat?
Who are you to challenge what the Emperor says? Were you there? Do you have spies and scouts all over Rome, like he does? No, you do not. This is your last chance. Are you going to tell me where he is or not?
Actually, I do know where he is.
Suddenly it's all coming back to you, is it?
Yeah, he's in the villa, right at the end of this road. He goes by Malleolus now.
Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now, but you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
Yeah. Okay, so he's gonna go hunt down Malleolus now. Which will be interesting, I guess. I guess we'll pace him and see what happens here. It's a nice recurve bow. Nobody's gonna say anything about him? Wow. Sheesh. Guess we can talk to her, but I'd rather wait. I have a feeling I know what's gonna happen. He's gonna go off and he's gonna run into Domitius here. And then I'm gonna have to make a run for it. So let me just come over here. I know you can't move.
What now?
I'm here for Malleolus. Who might you be?
The name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus? You go through me.
Then go through you, I shall.
And there we go.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Yeah. You missed. Follow Sentience back to the shrine and use this portal again. Yep, we're doing it. I'm going. Oof. They're arrows. That's how they turn you to gold. Okay, yeah, so it's the arrows that turn you to gold. And here's Sentience. Come on, before they come up here, please. Oof. You have anything on you this time? No. Ooh. Okay, I'm going. Okay, so I bet you we're gonna have to find enough money to pay off Yulia and Ulpius's debt. Wonder if Galerius will help us here.
Salve, friend.
Skip that. I'm Tony, and I need you to take care of some things urgently.
Oh, serious. I'm listening.
Yulia's dying, but Lucretia can't help her without the Sylphium. Take some of it and go, quickly.
Yulia? Oh no. Alright, I can do that.
Rufus is becoming agitated because of his rheumatism, but if she gives him some of this willow bark, it'll calm him down.
Poor guy. My uncle was a victim at rheumatism's altar, and he ended up killing himself. Alright, got it.
That's it. Now go as fast as you can.
I'll go, but once I'm done, I'll need you to tell me how you know all of this.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna tell you, dude. You wouldn't believe me if I did. Let's see, let's go ahead and grab every old chest. She will guide us, okay, that's fine. But I'm guessing she is the priestess in this case. And there goes Galerius. Okay. So, let's go ahead and grab all these old chests, all the money we can. How much are we up to, by the way? Just over 1,000. Okay. Love to figure out a way to go in there, but haven't found anything yet. Okay, so there's Yulia, and then Rufus will be taken care of also. Let's go ahead and grab up here. 109. That adds up, you know. Okay. Okay, that has no gold or anything like that there. It was this way, I believe. I had all the old chests. Yep, that was it. Another bottle of wine. Okay, that's nice that every time I loop through, I get to keep all the stuff I found. Okay, that's a dead end. And there wasn't anything out. Okay, so stepping in the fire burns me. Dude. Probably could have known that without stepping in it, but, you know. Let's call it not paying attention. It's a fine art. I practice it naturally. Okay. So we need to figure out a way to deal with the assassin, and we need to figure out a way to deal with, we need to go talk with Rufius. And once we have dealt with the assassin, let's find Rufius, I guess. First of all, let's find Rufius. Oh, there's Galerius.
Salve again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked.
Wow.
How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
You'd never believe me if I told you.
Oh, come on. I just did as you asked. The least you can do is level with me. I'll keep it between us. I promise.
I'm reliving the same day over and over again.
You're toying with me, right? Wait, you're not kidding, are you? That's the only way you could have known. You're a bit like... Oh, what was his name? Sisyphus. Yeah, that's the one. Old King Sisyphus.
Like Sisyphus, how so?
Sisyphus was a Greek king a long time ago. For daring to think he could outsmart the gods, he was given a terrible punishment. He was forced to push a great boulder up to the top of a hill. Only, just as it reached the top, it would roll all the way back down to the bottom, forcing him to start over and over and over again, for all eternity. Just like you. Actually, now that I think about it, there are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over.
Yep.
Tantalus was made to grasp at fruit on a tree he could never quite reach. The Bellides had to keep fetching water in a sieve.
Yep.
Oh, and Ixion was strapped to a wheel going round and round forever. But, on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were. Anyway, I don't know which god you managed to upset to get yourself into this position, friend, but you seem all right to me. So, I'll tell you what. I'll keep doing whatever I can to help you. And you just focus on finding a way to break the cycle you're in.
Sounds good. You're a good man, Galerius.
Oh, that's kind of you to say. Now, I'm going to keep your secret. Although, it's not as if I'll remember this next time we talk anyway, right? Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you, just tell me you're busy. I know when I'm not wanted. May fortune smile on you, friend.
Okay. Galerius, I'm going to talk to you for a sec. You had a love letter, dude.
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind?
Have you ever thought about running for magistrate yourself?
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom, so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. And that's good enough for me.
If Malleolus runs, he's going to break the golden rule and kill us all.
And how could you... Oh, wait. You've seen it in another time loop, haven't you? Well, in that case, we need to find a way to make sure Malleolus loses. Better yet, get him to withdraw altogether. If you can do that, and Sentius is the only candidate left, I'll run against him. Deal?
Alright. I'll be going now.
Alright, friend. Hope you find a way to break that cycle you're in.
Yeah. Okay. Need to try to find Rufius. Which... that could be interesting. I think he was up this way last time, wasn't he? Yep, there he is.
Citizen. Name's Rufius. Better watch your step.
What's your story?
Can't talk long. Got to stay sharp.
Let's skip through
Family's...
this. How'd you end up here?
No, it was the... So...
Thanks for sharing your story.
That's alright. It just... feels good to finally tell someone about it. Thanks for listening.
So he committed suicide, technically. Do you know a way out of here?
No, I don't. I did hear a rumor that Aurelia, the tavern keeper, has been offering to sell a way out. But I barely have two sesterci to rub together.
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
I'll tell you this much. I hate the fact that my survival depends on the common sense of other people.
I know the feeling. I've lived through a pandemic.
Ah, then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all these people just bumble along like nothing's wrong. While we're one bad decision away from being wiped out. Like the last lot of people who lived here. Seems like I'm the only one ready for what's coming. Whatever that is. And when it hits, it's everyone for themselves. You've been warned.
What do you think is coming?
I don't know. But did you ever get the feeling some of these statues are watching us when we're not looking? Like they're waiting for something. I don't like it.
I don't blame you. I think you're right.
That doesn't help me.
You the one threatening Virgil?
No idea what you're talking about.
I know it was you. I found an incomplete letter to him in your quarters.
Look, I haven't been at my best lately. I know that. It's the rheumatism. It starts with constant pain in all your joints. Then the pain starts to mess with your head. Makes you angry, mean. I know that's not an excuse for how I acted. But it's the truth. But with the willow bark, I'm already starting to feel like myself again.
That's good.
I'll leave him alone from now on. It's not as if I was ever going to hurt him anyway. I was just lashing out. I'm going to go and clean up the graffiti. Just forget this ever happened. Will you?
Sure, no problem. Okay, so that resolves Rufius. Let's go talk to... Thank you. I'm glad you're going to try to help. Hey, Virgil.
Ah, a new face. Salve. I hear we...
Yeah, don't worry about the threats. It's just Rufius, and he's never going to hurt you.
What demon or spirit told you about that?
I found an incomplete note in his house.
You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines. Have you spoken to him about it?
Yeah, and he won't be bothering you anymore.
Really? How did you manage that?
I found a treatment for his rheumatism, which was making him agitated and compounding some other personal issues.
Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that out.
Happy to help. I think he wants to clean up the graffiti, too.
Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah. Let's go and talk to the Priestess. Actually, I don't think we got enough money. No, we don't. Talk to the Priestess here. Turkey, get off my foot.
A new face. Are they? And
I've been asking people about how they wound up here. I'm trying to find a pattern.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me, but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
Some people mentioned a coin.
Yes, I suppose that could be something. But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we? What else?
Some people mentioned memory lapses.
That's true. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else?
Some people mentioned an encounter with a stranger on a riverbank.
Yes. I also had such an encounter. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here?
I did, a young woman.
And did you happen to catch her name?
Karen.
I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood?
She was wearing a hoodie. How could you have known that?
Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
It's not safe when there. An assassin just arrived.
What? How could you know that? And why are you talking to me instead of doing something about it? Please, go and stop him, and come back to me once we're no longer in danger.
Okay. So we need to deal with the assassin first. That's fine. Not a big deal. Maybe we can get her to not run into the damn shrine there.
A man, you have...
I'll get right on it.
Thank you. I have to hide.
Do not go in there.
What? Why?
Just trust me.
All right, fine. Come and find me in my bakery instead. Please be careful.
Yeah. I see what we're going to do. We're going to tell him he's in the shrine a bit. And then we get the bow. So,
stop right there. I'm looking for Tiberius Quinctius Crispus.
And we'll just skip this. Yeah, I just saw him worshipping in a small round shrine just inside the city. Second building on your left.
Thank you. For your service to the Empire, I'll let you live for now. But you'd best make sure our paths don't cross again.
Don't worry, buddy. I don't think that'll be a problem. Let me just take a gander on over this way and watch the show, shall we? Yeah, he's in there. You should go in there. Yeah, right in there. In there. Just right up there. Right up there. Up there. You know, for an assassin, you're the slowest assassin I've ever met. And I've played as an assassin a lot, my dude. Yeah, he's right in there. He's right around the corner. See ya.
Curse you, cultist.
Oh, almost. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, no, he didn't make it out. Alright, nice. Nice. Killed the assassin, got his bow. Very good. Bounty notice. Emperor Nero has ordered the execution of a cultist named Quinctius with different colored eyes. We already know that. Fletched arrows and a denarius. How about that? Okay, we already know where to find Quinctius. But let's, we're working on it. Let's talk with Equitia here.
I take it you've cleared the way to the baths? Follow me, but don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Okay. Well, I guess the good news is that, yeah, what they don't mention is the Vestal Priestesses are actually the Vestal Virgins. So, it would kind of be a little suspicious if people thought we were bathing together. I'm pretty good at this running backwards while following my guide thing. I can spin me right round, right round, right round. Boom. Okay. I must go to the loading area. Roar. Nope. Well, this looks a lot different than the last time we were here. A lot different. Which makes sense, I guess. Let's see, this is the, okay, so he was already there. Huh. Yeah, this is the same bathhouse. What's the word, bird? There's a lot of statues in here. Okay, what's up?
All right, you're here. You were asking how I knew the young woman you met by the river was wearing a hood.
Uh-huh.
Here, look down at the bottom of the baths. It's a little hard to make out in this light. If only we could see. Oh, what a marvelous lamp.
Oh.
But do you see it? Somebody waking up by a river in a forest to find a hooded figure with a coin.
Ooh.
It's just as you described it, only your pronunciation is a little off. The name you heard wasn't Charon. It was Charon, as in Charon, the ferryman of the dead. Charon, who, in exchange for the right coin, helps the souls of the newly deceased cross the Styx, the river that separates the land of the living from the land of the dead.
When I dragged you out of the river, I thought you were never gonna wake up. I checked your pockets for ID, but all I found was some loose change. Feels like I've spent my whole life in a dead-end job with an endless commute.
Holy
Sorry
crap.
if I sounded cagey, it's just that I don't always get the best reactions when I introduce myself. My name's Karen.
There are a bunch of old stories about the gods punishing people by making them do the same futile task over and over. But, on the bright side, at least you're not stuck in the underworld like they all were.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I'm so sorry. I take it you know what this means.
Yeah, this place is the underworld.
I'm afraid so. It's all starting to make sense. All these people whose last memory was running from the fires toward the river. It seems none of them escaped with their lives after all. Perhaps we should be grateful they don't remember their final moments.
Maybe.
It also tells us that the Golden Rule is the work of Pluto, the god of the underworld, and why his epithet has always been Father of Riches. I know it's a lot to take in, and you look as if you have questions, so I'll try to answer them if I can.
So we're dead.
That was my first thought too. In the old stories, the underworld was where the souls of the deceased were taken. But it was also possible for the living to reach it without dying, if they were particularly fearless. So I'm afraid I don't know.
What can you tell me about Charon?
Oh, I'm sorry. I keep forgetting you're not from here. If you were Roman, or even Greek, you would know these stories.
Funny story about
Each of
that.
them is slightly different, whether the storyteller was Plato, Homer, Virgil, or Ovid. But they always involved the souls of the dead meeting a grim ferryman named Charon on the bank of a river. It was said that he'd help the new arrival cross, only if they could pay him with a coin, an obol. That's why it was once our custom to bury our loved ones with a coin in their mouths. Charon's obol, we called it. Of course, an obol was a kind of Greek coin, because we inherited this knowledge from the Greeks.
Why didn't you all recognize Charon immediately?
To be fair, the ferryman isn't exactly as the poets described, and he, she, they seem to appear to different people in different guises. You say you saw a young woman named Karen with a hood.
Yeah.
And I once heard Kabash mention a stranger in a ram headdress named Kerti. And Rufius described meeting a stranger named Kamut Tabal wearing an eagle headdress.
Yeah.
But whatever form this stranger took, they were always wearing a hood of some sort, and their name always began with a K sound. I suspect the only way you'll solve this riddle is if your paths cross again.
Yeah, probably. Why are there so few people in the underworld?
Good question. Let's see. In the stories, Charon would always require a coin as payment for passage across the river. But that never made any sense to me. What does an ancient immortal being need with coins?
True.
In our case, it seems Charon didn't take the coins we had. He or she merely checked we had one in our possession.
Yeah.
So, maybe there's something special about the coins each of us had on us. That might explain why we wound up here, but so many others did not.
Could be. Were you trying to keep this from me?
No. I mean, I had my suspicions, especially after Livia's ramblings, but I would never have figured it out without your help, I promise you.
Okay. That's all the questions I had.
Now that we know where we are, we have to figure out what to do about it, if we don't want to be cast into gold for eternity. We don't have much to go on, except the old stories. I remember 4 in particular about heroes in the underworld. Hercules, the demigod and son of Jupiter. Orpheus, a Thracian poet. Sisyphus, a king of Ephyra. And Aeneas, a Trojan hero. Hercules was able to leave the underworld because he cowed its god with his strength.
Heracles.
Sisyphus and Orpheus both relied on their wits instead. They persuaded the goddess of the underworld, Proserpina, to help them escape. And finally, Aeneas was able to escape with the help of a spirit guide, who led him through a secret gate.
That's true.
So it seems you have two options: to confront the god of the underworld head-on, or find a way to escape with the help of Proserpina or some other guide.
Can't we just escape the way we came in?
It's a reasonable question, but the problem is, this place is fairly well designed to keep us here. There's no way to climb up the shaft. And even if you could build a ladder big enough, just trying it would break the golden rule. We know that, thanks to the writings left behind by those who've tried.
Okay, I've noticed you seem uncomfortable calling the god of the underworld by his name. Why is that?
All Romans try to avoid saying it, and the reason is quite simple. He might hear us. You may refer to him as Pluto, if you wish, but you'll only be calling attention to yourself. Do so at your own peril.
Okay. Tell me more about confronting him head on.
Shh! Is everyone so blunt where you're from?
Yes.
That option would be the boldest, but also the only way to learn the truth about the Golden Rule, and maybe even put an end to it. As I said, Hercules managed to overpower the god of the underworld, but he was a demigod. Forgive my candor, but you are no Hercules.
I have a few tricks up my sleeve. Hercules could manipulate time.
Are you telling me that you can? I won't pretend to understand exactly what that means, but if that's true, then perhaps you stand a chance. So, if you want to confront him, I'll help you as much as I can. Who knows? Perhaps your name will be uttered in the same sentence as Hercules one day.
I doubt
but
it.
First, you'd need an audience with you-know-who.
Okay,
And
Harry
for
Potter.
that, you'll need to enter the great temple overlooking the city. The problem is, the door has been sealed shut for as long as I've lived here, and there doesn't even seem to be a keyhole. I suspect the answer lies in the desecrated obelisk in front of it.
Yeah?
I'm not sure if you noticed, but there are 4 plaques missing from its base.
Yeah?
It looks as though somebody, or a series of somebodies, forcibly removed them, and in doing so, dishonored and angered our divine keeper. If you could recover and replace all 4 of those missing plaques, I imagine he might be willing to receive an audience again.
What can you tell me about the obelisk?
It's the towering stone monument with 4 sides and a pyramid-shaped head that stands before the great temple, a dedication to the god of this place. You'll find them all over Rome, but of course they were looted from Egypt many years ago. It seems one of them made its way here too, although how is a mystery. However, this one is unusual in that each of the 4 sides is decorated in a different style: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and another I don't recognize. That means you'll need to recover 4 different plaques: Roman, Greek, Egyptian, and a 4th, a mystery plaque.
Okay. Where would I find the Roman plaque?
Good question. To answer that, we first need to ask who would have defaced the obelisk in the first place. It would have had the god's name engraved into it, so it may be that whoever desecrated it wanted that name to be forgotten. And there's only one group of people I know of who might want to do that. There's a cult in Rome that often argued there is only one true god. Theirs, of course. They've been known to start fires, as well as deface religious monuments whose existence challenged their beliefs.
Yeah?
If I were you, I'd go looking for them. Of course, they've all been in hiding since the fire last year, so finding them won't be easy. But I did hear a rumor they have a secret shrine somewhere in the city. Perhaps, if you could find that, you might be able to recover the Roman plaque.
Already have. Where can I find the Greek plaque?
I don't know. But perhaps you should begin your search with the local Greek fellow, Georgius. His store is in the forum.
Okay. What about the Egyptian plaque?
Perhaps Kabash, our Egyptian resident, would be able to tell us. Unfortunately, he disappeared weeks ago. But I did hear Aurelia is peddling rumours about him at the tavern, so perhaps you could talk to her, or just take a look in his room.
Okay, where would I find the mystery plaque?
I'm afraid you're on your own with that one, but perhaps finding the other 3 will illuminate the way.
Maybe. Talking about something else. Tell me more about escaping with the help of Proserpina or her guide.
As I mentioned, both Orpheus and Sisyphus were said to have persuaded Proserpina to help them escape, and Aeneas was guided to the exit.
Okay.
The problem is, those are the stories of a poet, a self-aggrandizing king, and a brawler about their own heroic deeds, so they should be taken with a grain of salt. First, Proserpina. What we do know about her is, well, it's a grim tale. It's said the god of the underworld abducted and dragged her here against her will, forcing her into marriage.
So she might be willing to work against him to help us.
If the stories are true, then I suppose so. The problem is, how do we communicate with her without being noticed by her captor? Leaving that aside for a moment, there is also the possibility of a spirit guide. I don't suppose you've come across one of those in your travels?
I hear the female statues whispering to me every now and then.
Truly? And you're only bringing this up now? Then again, I suppose you were worried I'd think you were as mad as Navia. Can you tell me more? Is it the same voice? What kinds of thing does it say?
It's always the same voice, and she's helpful if a little cryptic.
Fascinating. Perhaps she is a benevolent spirit. Or perhaps... Perhaps you're hearing the voice of Proserpina herself. If she has indeed been abducted, it would make sense for her to speak in cryptic whispers to avoid detection. Tell me, has she told you anything that might lead you to the way out?
Perhaps. She said wades against the current and her tears run through the city and she weeps where the water flows.
That is strange. There are no rivers here. Let me think on that.
I was really hoping you could tell me what it meant.
Well, as far as I can tell, water flows into the city from an aqueduct into one of 2 cisterns, the upper cistern. If that's the current she's talking about, then perhaps you need to get into the upper cistern somehow.
Okay.
I vaguely recall wondering what was in there, but the door at the back of the great temple is locked up tight. You might be able to get a key from the magistrate, but if that doesn't work, perhaps you can find another way in.
Maybe.
Let me know if you find anything in there.
Alright, let's get started.
Alright. I would suggest not discussing this with anyone. The best we can do for them is to let them remain oblivious for as long as possible. As for Livia, it seems she's been shouldering the weight of this terrible secret all this time. Perhaps it would comfort her to know she's not alone.
Alright. I'll chat with Livia first.
In any case, time is of the essence, so you'd best begin.
Not as
May
important as you
Fortuna
thought.
guide you. Although you may not need her with Proserpina on your side.
Wonder if we can tell her that, what's his name has a thing for her.
Ave again.
Nope.
See you again.
Alright, well I'm gonna race ahead of you. Well, that's helpful for Serpina, if that is you. Alright, loading screen it is. Okay, so I got a bow. And I have some arrows. Let's go talk to Livia really quick. What's his name? Decius or Dacius or whatever his name is was talking about wanting a bow. Not that I trust him with the bow, but He was wanting to buy it. He had some plan to get almost infinite wealth with one, so might be worth looking into. Livia.
You, Sisyphus, at just as the ocean accepts the rivers of all, but it does.
I figured it out. I know where we are.
Say it. Speak its name.
The underworld.
Then it is true. I was right.
You were.
I thought I saw it, but when the rest of them could not, I kept thinking I must have gone insane. I had to tell myself it was true over and over again, until I wasn't sure if I was deceiving myself. I must apologize if my words seemed cryptic. I'd found comfort in reciting the Metamorphoses by our great poet Ovid. He gives such an uncanny description of this place. I cannot help but wonder if he himself came here. Would you like to hear it?
Sure.
I will do my best to remember the relevant verse. There is a downward path, gloomy with fatal yew trees. It leads through dumb silence to the infernal regions. The sluggish Styx exhales vapor, and by that way, the shadows of the newly dead descend, entombed with full rites, and the ghosts of those, at last, given proper burial. The wide, thorny waste is cold and pallid, and the newly arrived shades are ignorant of the road that leads to the Stygian city, where Black Dis has his cruel palace.
Yeah.
As the ocean accepts the rivers of all the world, so this place accepts all the souls, and is never too small for any populace, nor notices the crowds that come. There the bloodless shadows wander without flesh or bone. Some crowd the forum, some the house of the ruler of the depths. Others follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, and still others incur punishment. I hope I have done it justice, and now we share a secret. It's as if you've lifted a great burden from my shoulders. Thank you, friend. I think I should rest.
I think so. Holy crap. Imagine carrying that on your shoulders for months. Or however long it's been. Okay, let's come back up this way. Talk with Dacius, the oh-so-trustworthy guy. He speaks with a slightly Cockney accent. Hey, douche canoe.
You there? I'm sorry to trouble you, but I couldn't help but notice that fine bow you're carrying. No idea how you managed to get your hands on it, especially in light of our dear old magistrate's ban, but I'm impressed. And before you ask, no, I wouldn't dream of trying to buy it from you. I have no use for a wooden bow myself. But I would like to propose a joint business venture of sorts.
Go on.
Tell me, do you have any idea how people here end up as golden statues?
The statues come to life and fire golden bows arrows at them.
And here I was thinking I was the only one to figure it out. In any case, supposedly 1 or 2 of those arrows is enough to turn a full-grown man into gold. Now, of course, that is a travesty, a terrible, horrible waste of human life, which has to be stopped. And yet, on the other hand, I can't help but think of a tale told by that Greek fella Aesop, the goose that laid the golden egg. With the ability to transmute organic matter into gold, one could create infinite wealth. Use your imagination. Golden animals, insects, trees and plants. The Midas touch without the drawbacks. We are talking riches beyond imagining. And even if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, half of infinite wealth is still infinite. Interested?
I think the golden goose is meant to be a cautionary tale.
Look, I might have skimmed over that one, but don't be so pedantic. Are you interested or not?
I'm interested.
Excellent. So the first question is, how do we get our hands on one of those golden bows? Now, I have a plan, but first, tell me, are you familiar with the story of the goddess Diana?
Not really.
No problem.
I
Allow me
am,
to
but
explain.
that's for you guys.
Diana is our goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld, depending on who you ask. The one thing priests and poets agree on is that she carried with her a golden bow and a quiver of golden arrows. And it just so happens that there is a shrine of Diana in this very forum, with a prominent statue of the goddess herself. And would you like to guess what she's holding in her hand?
A golden bow.
Precisely. I can't tell you how many hours I've spent in that temple staring at it, trying to figure out how to retrieve it without breaking you-know-what.
But you want me to steal it?
Oh, gods no! If you tried that, we'd all be dead within moments, I'm sure. No, here's what I propose. You give your bow to me, I cover it in a thin layer of gold leaf, and we create a replica of a golden bow. Then you enter the shrine, extinguish the braziers, and under cover of darkness, swap out the fake for the original. It's not theft exactly, it's more of a trade. But make no mistake, this is a dangerous path, and there's no way of knowing where it will lead. But in my experience, all the best adventures begin with a risky first step. Now, you must have questions. Ask away.
Why can't I just take it?
Because the gods would see you, of course. Hence my proposal.
Why can't you do it yourself?
I'm more of an ideas man, whereas you're obviously the more resourceful and heroic type. I have complete confidence in you.
Uh-huh. Isn't that extremely dangerous?
When Prometheus stole fire from the gods and became a hero to all mankind, do you think he was worried about the danger?
Prometheus was also punished for eternity, if I recall correctly.
Only because he was silly enough to get caught.
That's all the questions I had.
So, are you in, partner?
I'll do it, but don't ever call me partner. Tip, if you don't like action or horror elements, feel free to decline. I'll do it, but don't ever call me partner.
Wonderful. Now, if you'll hand over your bow, I can get started applying a layer of gold leaf. This is a quality weapon. Now, bear with me for a moment.
Okay.
And here we are, a gold leaf bow.
Nice. Composite bow covered in gold leaf.
Now I've gone and unlocked the Shrine of Diana for you, so as quick as you can, head on inside. It's just at the end of the street on the left. May the gods not watch over you.
Alrighty. End of the street on the left, you say? Okay, nobody's been in here for a minute. What's that? Oh. Why still open? Maybe the smoke from the braziers might be keeping them down. Let's see. Roman man on his knees as if uttering a desperate prayer. Clearly it fell on deaf ears. Statue of Diana. Large stone statue of Diana, the ancient Roman goddess of the hunt, the moon, and the underworld. A quiver. Let's turn these out. Golden bow. Oh, those are ignited by themselves. Oh, nice. You just locked the damn door.
Do you have the bow?
Yeah, I have it.
Wonderful. Just go ahead and slide it under the door for me and I'll unlock it for you.
You locked me in here.
A little bit slow, aren't you? Yes, I locked you in. And until you give me my bow, you're going to stay in there, like Tantalus in Tartarus.
How is this not against the golden rule? You said you split the riches between the two of us.
No, technically, I never said that. I said, if we were to split all those riches between the two of us, infinite wealth is still infinite. It's hardly my fault if you can't tell the difference between a hypothetical and a promise, now is it? Oh, I do love a good loophole.
How can I trust you after you double-cross me like this?
You're just going to have to take your chances, I'm afraid. The bow, now. And don't even think about giving me the fake one. I'll recognise my own handiwork.
There's no way I'm giving you this. I'll find another way out.
I would reconsider my position quickly if I were you. I'm not sure if you noticed, but you're stuck in there with a hornet's nest, and they can be rather aggressive toward intruders.
Maybe.
You know, some say it takes 27 hornet stings to kill a man, but I always wondered how anyone could have known that. Let's find out if they were right, shall we?
Alright. let's see if Decius is telling the truth, and if we're correct about what this boat does. I'm gonna do something stupid. Oh my god, he was right. Whoa! More hornets. Okay, so that was... yeah. Oh, they're pissed. Yeah. Okay, so what's going on down here? Skeletal remains. Somebody was down here a long time. Got some arrows. Okay. Sponge stick. We know what that is, so I will not be picking that up again. Actually, go ahead and get our bow out. I've already found one skeleton. I don't trust anything here. Okay. Another skeleton with a campfire. Arrows and denarius. What is that, algae? So what if I can stand on it. Nice. Boing. Okay. You gotta crouch to get through here. So, at least there's water in here. What's this? That appears to be someone with a bad day. Actually, that appears to be golden. Looks like a gold statue. Or something. Something gold. Navia's Journal Volume 1.
My beloved Galatea, I write this so that one day, when we're finally together, you will understand what I've done and why I had to do it. The others will call me mad or a monster, but I don't care what they think. Everything I'm doing here, I'm doing for you. I'll start at the beginning. Soon after my arrival here, as I walked down a corridor lined with golden statues, I thought I heard a whisper behind me. When I was there, as if vocal cords of metal strained to say a word or two. I tried to dismiss it, tried to concentrate on my work as the city's medic, but that tortured whisper haunted me. Weeks later, in the hallway to the bathhouse, I heard it again and found myself drawn to the statue of a Roman woman wearing a stola. Her face was contorted with anguish and fear.
Oh, loading screen. Made our way back up inside a building. So I guess the only two buildings that I'd be wondering if they are would be if it's the palace or if it's the Grand Temple. Grand Temple is nowhere near here. The only building that's near here and through the rock.
And disturbingly, it was as if she was looking right at me. As I walked past her, I heard that strained whisper again, and turning back, I discovered that even though I had moved, she was still looking right into my soul. That was when it dawned on me. This was no statue. This was a woman trapped within that golden prison. Naturally, I told the others, but when I could not reproduce the results of my experiment, they would not believe me.
Saving.
But from that moment on, I knew the full horror of this place. Immobilized within these statues are living human beings. It was that day, my love, that my heart broke.
Who's this? They're really thin, whoever they are. But that is horrifying. All these statues are people encased in the gold. Sounds like she's crying. This is she. Oh. Oh. No. 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 Peeled statue. Oh. No. This is a golden statue that's been peeled in some areas. Head and breasts are still there. Everything else has been peeled. Why can I still kick you? I'm horrible. That's okay though. Well, that is horrifying. I wonder why she attacked me though. Although I guess if they're people and you had your skin peeled off down to the bones, basically, you'd be pretty irritable too. I see you. Oops. I'm twitchy. That's interesting. They thanked me. No. Okay, so this one's a male. It has face peeled off. Oof. I am horrible. Barricades. So they were trying to keep something out. And 4 of arrows. That's nice. So someone's been in here lighting fires. It can't be the statues. They would have no use for it. Okay. So what happened to the statues that peeled them, precisely? I mean, these guys are normal. This screams ambush. I see algae. What would happen if I shot the algae? Ah ha 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 ha. That's what happens. They're hiding in the water. I think I see her up there.
You're not supposed to be here.
Well, way ahead of you, lady. She disappeared. It tells me I'm not supposed to be here, fine, but I'm just here, dude. I didn't choose to be here. Whole bunch of these guys. Trying to... Barricades, palisades. Trying to keep the statues open off them, maybe? Boom! Oh, she dropped her money. That's okay, I'll take her money. It's not theft, because see, she's gold, so she don't need it now. Hey-ya! Wow! Party! To the face. To the window. To the wall. More arrows, that's nice. Another save, also nice. Yeah, I'm working on it. You guys, so if they're standing in the algae, when I hit the algae, it'll turn them to gold too. Wah, wah, wah. Ah, 2 for 1. That's interesting. Okay. So let's go cautious. We don't want to have anything sneak up on us. Keep an ear out here. Okay. Well, you're out of range of the algae, but that's okay. I missed, okay. Aiming a little high. Got you in the head. You're easy to deal with. Kick in the face. You got blood on you. Just, poor guy. What are you holding? Holding something. Can turn these to gold. Ah, they'll give me a boost. Gotcha. Maybe. Misunderstand? Did I misunderstand? Nope, I didn't. Okay. Okay. So... saving again, that's fine. Okay, I see you. Nail you from here. And... apparently I hit the plant, not them. There's you. A whole bunch of these guys. There's two. You guys are horrible. Well, I suppose the good news is 3 for 1. Okay. Hey, how about you? Fall over. Okay, so I can turn all of these to gold. Presumably I could have jumped up out of the way and just avoided them, but... chest here. What's this? Arrows and denarius. I'm not mad about it. I'm always happy to get more money. Guess we can turn that. Not turn the whole thing. Okay. Okay. Put that away for a minute. Okay. So where do I go from here? Oh, right there. Good thing that wasn't a snake. Yeah, I know. Stop watching me, dude. You're weird. You're weird and you're slightly freaky. Okay. Got enough tunnels in this city. I feel like you guys may not have been exploring very much. Oh god, this guy's in a lot of pain. Ah, wrong button. Okay, so if I don't... okay, he's dead. Or turn back to gold anyway. This looks an awful lot like... this is the baker. Inside the palace. Yeah, I know, watch me. Got him stuck in the ground. My bad. Okay, so there was a palace here at this interesting. Coin pouch. That bread would be long gone bad. Okay. Another gold pouch. Get you all stuck real quick. Everybody go into the water. Okay. Oh. Yeah. I think 6 or 7 of them. There's still one that's alive? Shouldn't be one that's still alive. Oh, one of them must be glitched. Just, ow. Another gold pouch. Or coin pouch. Nope. Bing! Bing! Jeez, nobody just go falling all over yourselves to get out of my way. Really falling for me, huh? Okay. This place is wrecked. Nobody's been in here for decades. Well, that's all the blood on the floor. A rack. Looks like a custom-made rack has been used to hold down golden statues and peel the golden later from them. Gruesome. Yeah, that's gruesome. Holy crap. Key to the palace doors. That's thanks, I guess.
My beloved Galatea, after I
Maybe
learned
again.
the terrible truth about the golden statues, I wandered the city as if in a nightmare.
So much blood.
What must life be like for these poor souls, entombed in gold, but kept alive somehow? Trapped in their own personal Tartarus, consigned to eternal torment, too horrific for any sane mind to comprehend.
Yeah.
I tried to offer them what small mercies I could. I began to talk to them, to keep them company. I'd imagine backstories for them, give them names, and tell them of the world, of the histories and stories I'd learned as a child. As the others became more concerned by my charity, I sought solitude from them, preferring the company of my tormented charges. Discovering a way into the abandoned palace, I began to spend my days walking its halls and sharing with its occupants ancient tales, my mind turning to those of Apollo and Daphne, Perseus and Medusa, and Pygmalion and Galatea. Pygmalion, the sculptor, who fell in love with a beautiful statue, and who, praying to Aphrodite for aid, discovered that his beloved Galatea had come to life. It was then that I heard you whisper to me, Galatea. Forgive me. I know that is not your real name, just one I have borrowed from a story. But when I turned to look at you, I saw the most exquisitely beautiful woman I have ever known. Your face, forever frozen in a look of haunting sadness. Our meeting gave me new purpose, to free you from your golden prison, so that I might one day hear you speak, not just whisper your true name to me. So I gathered tools for the long and difficult task ahead, barred the doors to this place, and set to work.
Yeah, these guys are all bloody. So it sounds like this lady's been... She developed some attachment to one of these statues, and been trying to figure out how to get them out, but in the process, she just basically peeled their flesh and bone, or the flesh away from the bone of the gold layer. So apparently they're still alive underneath there, but holy crap. But we can turn the curtains to gold, and that will keep them in their rooms. So that way we don't have to kill, but I can't go that way. Ah, there we go. Wrong button there. Okay. That way. Thanks, bud. Up here. And that. Okay, so... Well, that would be weird, climbing on solid gold vines. Not the weirdest thing, but pretty weird. Stay behind there. Got a golden coin pouch. Hopefully Obelisk is still around or alive, because by the time we get out of here, he may not be. Okay, yeah, you're looking at me up there. Let's climb up here. Oh crap. Holy crap, they're fully conscious. That didn't do anything. Okay, right there's the golden spot. And I'm sorry to shoot you in the nuts, or what used to be your nuts, but... There's 1, 2... Oops. Oof. 3 and 4. There's gold down there, and I can see it. Nothing if not greedy. Got any others down here, or is it just this one? Looks like it's just the one. Alright. Let's grab that. 221, it's not worth it. Or that was worth it, excuse me. What now? I don't hear any others, so... Who's this? A young Roman woman with her arms raised as if suddenly terrified by something unknown. I'll tell you one thing she's missing, and it has to do with her top. Yeah, I see you. No. Sorry, dude. Okay, so they were trying to hold the door. All these people barricading everything, trying to hold everything back. I think they legit tried to hide inside the palace. And it just didn't help them at all. Statues got in somehow. You're saving a lot, dude. Make me nervous. Back into the corner here. Knock that vase. Everybody come investigate, man. 3. Alright. I need to waste another arrow if I don't have to. And I'll get you by yourself because you were over there. Okay, so somebody knocked this torch over. Or brazier, whatever. Brazier is a bra. Come on, Derek. Okay, so... Don't see anyone. A young Roman man posed as if beckoning others to safety. So he was trying to get everybody behind the barricades, looks like. Ah. Journal number 3.
My beloved Galatea, my attempts at freeing these souls from their golden prisons have not been going to plan. My first charge was a Greek woman who I called Iodame after the Athenian turned to stone by Medusa. Drilling through the gold that encased her, I was vindicated by the discovery that beneath half an inch of gold, which is so rigid it must be some kind of alloy, is living flesh. Unfortunately, this golden alloy seems to have fused with her skin, so removing it exposed the sinew and muscle beneath and appeared to cause her great pain.
Jeez.
At first, I braced myself, expecting that inflicting such pain would break the golden rule, and yet, somehow, it did not. It seems whichever god is responsible for imprisoning these poor souls does not care about their suffering at all. They are forsaken. Undeterred, I pressed on, working late into the night, attempting to remove the golden layer that encased her as delicately as I could. Eventually, I was able to free most of her body, but when I released her from her restraints, her first act was to lunge for my throat, clawing at me with all her strength and those sharp metal talons. This was my thanks for trying to save her. Whatever possessed Iodame to attack, she was clearly not a suitable subject for my experiment, and I was forced to lock her inside an isolated wing of the palace and bar the door. As I continued working on others, I could hear her flailing and launching herself at the other side endlessly.
Jeez.
Regrettably, my other experiments bore similar results, and after relocating a few times, Most of the place was now too dangerous to work with. Still, as much as my heart aches to know that you're suffering, I cannot risk attempting to ungild you yet. Not until I have perfected a method that will bring you back to me, whole in both mind and body, and ensuring your humanity is preserved. I promise you this. One day we will be together, even if I have to free every last
Holy
statue
crap, that
in
startled
this.
Oh, that scared the crap out of me. That's what I get for glancing away for a sec. There's puke on the floor there. And there's blood all over the floor, too. Dragging along the ground. Oh my god. Look at this one. All the flesh. Peeled golden statue that didn't survive. Appears to be dead. Evidently its death didn't break the golden rule. So you can kill obviously we can kill them. Although all we're doing, we're not technically killing them per se, we're just turning them to gold. But if we, whatever she's doing is basically torture. And what I'm doing is something else. So many statues. How long has she been doing this? Is this gold dust or is this puke or what is this? Maybe gold dust from her drilling. She said she was drilling on them, so maybe it's that. Half-peeled statue, closer. Oh no. Oh, this is her, isn't it? You can talk? You? Is that you, Proserpina? Behind me? Oh, she snuck up on me. You must be Navia.
And you must be the wretched snake who broke into my palace and disturbed my experiments. And, worst of all, look at what you made me do to her. This never would have happened if you just stayed away. You're going to pay for that.
I wouldn't do that. If you attack me, we'll both end up encased in gold, but this has nothing to do with me.
And you think I care about that? I don't care what happens to me, as long as you get what you deserve.
This has nothing to do with me.
Liar! I locked and barred the gate. I left a message warning you all to leave me alone. I just wanted to do my experiments in peace, for her. And now look at her. You made me turn the most beautiful woman I've ever seen into this. Look at her. She's in agony. All I wanted was to spend my last moments with her, to see her beautiful face, to hear her speak freely.
Fell in love with the statue.
Instead of in those cryptic whispers. But as soon as I began my work, she stopped whispering to me. And now I discover she started whispering to you instead. What's so special about you?
It's not just this statue whispering to me. A lot of them do it, but it's always the same voice.
What do you mean, the same voice?
It's like someone else is whispering me through the statues.
Yes. I remember when they used to whisper to me. They did sound similar. I just thought it was because all voices sound the same when they whisper.
That's true.
But now that I think about it, they were all benevolent and seemed to share a common knowledge. But if these bodies are mere conduits for that one voice, then this body is nobody. And everything I've done here was... Wait, I see what you're doing. You're trying to steal her away from me. Were you planning to wait until I'd done all the hard work, then swoop in? Is that it?
No, I swear.
Liar! You tried to steal her away from me, and now look what you made me do. Give me one good reason why I shouldn't peel you too.
I ended up here by accident. All I want to do is leave.
What? What are you talking about?
I got trapped in tunnels under the city and came up inside the palace.
Wait. So you're saying you weren't coming for us?
I never had any intention of hurting you.
So I did all this. I ruined her. For nothing. What have I done? Oh God, I feel sick. I can't bear the thought of her being like this, and in so much pain. It's the air, coming into contact with her flesh. It's agonizing for them. But the only way to fix it will be to break the golden rule and let it run its course. At least that way she'd be golden again, and we'd be together. All it would take is one little cut.
I can undo this.
It's too late. There's nothing you can do. I have to do this. I'm sorry.
I can cover her in gold again.
What?
This golden bow is the weapon that encases people in gold.
Really? I'm not sure I believe you. But if you can undo this mess, I'll give you the key to my old medical chest in the Shrine of Apollo. I imagine it would help Lucretia ease the suffering of those still in the city. But if you're lying to me, I'll break the golden rule and kill you and everyone else in this city. Understood?
Alright, stand back.
You did it. You took away her pain. I don't know what to say. Thank you, thank you. I swear I will never harm her again. I swear it. I'll stay here to keep her company. But these poor souls, what can be done for them? I've tried everything I can. I fear the only one capable of releasing them properly is whichever god doomed them in the first place. In any case, I must honor our bargain. Here's the key I promised you. It opens a chest in the Shrine of Apollo.
I've already got that, though.
I believe there are a few things in there which may be useful to Lucretia.
Yeah, but I've already got that, so...
Now, please leave. The door here leads out onto the palace balcony. You should be able to make your way down from there.
Goodbye, Navia.
Go, and never return.
No problem. I have what I wanted. I'm just... Can I speak with you again at all? Can't say anything else to you. Okay. Holy crap, guys. That is some heavy stuff. So it sounds like she fell in love with this girl, Galatea, as she calls her, the statue. And she said about fell in love with her and wanted to release her from the gold. Well, couldn't do it. They're still alive. All these statues are still alive, but there's just nothing that you can't save them. As soon as you try, the agony of having your flesh peeled, being flayed alive, essentially, you don't die. Whatever god, Pluto apparently has these guys set up so that they can't die from it, but I guess the only reason I can think of why it doesn't affect them is because they're forsaken.
Isn't the great temple majestic?
It is that. He listens with their ears, huh? Well, I don't need that. I can come in here. Okay, let's talk with Malleolus here.
Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been...
Stubblebum.
Domitius doesn't usually let anyone in here without a hefty tribute, so you must have been desperate to see me. Well, what do you want?
So, oh, hey, any idea where I'd find a Roman plaque?
Look, if I had a Roman plaque in my possession, I'd be happy to sell it to you, but I don't, so I can't.
Fair enough. So you're Quintius.
My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else.
Nice lie. You have one green eye and one blue eye, just like the description of this execution order from Emperor Nero.
You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different coloured eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens.
Yes, true.
I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more.
Apparently, Quintius also suffers from delusions of grandeur.
Well, I am not suffering from any delusions, as today's election will firmly establish.
I can't prove it's you yet, but I will.
Unlikely, because it simply isn't true. Now, was there something else you wanted?
Nah. I want you to withdraw from the election.
Are you insane? You barge into my villa, uninvited, and then make outrageous demands?
Why not?
Why would I withdraw from an election I'm bound to win?
Because as soon as you win, you're going to break the golden rule.
Don't talk nonsense. There's no such thing as the golden rule.
About that. You're going to arrest Sentius for treason and sentence him to death by gladiatorial combat.
How could you possibly know that?
Because I know the future.
Nonsense! This is nonsense! I don't know how you know about my plans, but I'm absolutely sure Sentius is involved somehow.
Paranoia much?
And now, I'm going to enjoy watching Domitius kill him even more. Now, get out of here! You outstayed your very limited welcome.
Okay, fair enough. I wonder if we can get anything out of his wife with this information. Claudia, whatever. Hey, Claudia. Yep.
I'm not supposed to be...
Very observant. Can we talk?
Talk?
How would you like some help getting back at Malleolus?
An intriguing proposition. Go on.
I don't think Malleolus is who it says he is.
Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. What makes you say that?
Just a hunch. I was hoping we could figure out his true identity together.
You know, I may have the very thing you're looking for. Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only, he used the wrong name. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered in the back of my mind ever since. But wait a minute. Why exactly are you helping me?
Let's see. Can't say I want to be selfish about it. I just hate to see such a beautiful woman treated so poorly.
Oh, aren't you charming? I'm quite sure my husband would seethe with impotent rage if he overheard you say that. I love it. It seems our interests are aligned. I imagine knowing his true identity will give me the leverage I need to manage him appropriately. But first, I need you to do something for me.
Okay, what do you want?
I want you to bring me some wine. Just one small urn should do it. Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap your sweet little pleb head around. So what do you need me to spell out?
Why do you want wine?
Let me tell you something about Malleolus. He talks a lot about freedom, but what he doesn't tell you is that he means freedom for men. After all I've done for him, counselling him through his entire election campaign, and he had the audacity to lock me in here. He said it was for my own good, and that my drinking was unbecoming of a lady, let alone the wife of a magistrate. I'll show him unbecoming. Tonight, at his victory party, I'm going to get good and merry, and if he tries to discipline me again, I'll threaten to expose his true identity in front of everyone. I am so looking forward to it.
Alright, that's all the questions I had.
So, you'll help me?
I have some wine right here.
Thank you. Here's the letter.
Thank you. Love letter in which Malleolus accidentally acknowledges his name is Quinctius. Nice.
Now, perhaps you can tell me who Quinctius really is.
According to this bounty letter from Emperor Nero, he's the one who started the fires in Rome last year.
What? He's... Oh no. That's... quite a lot more serious than I imagined. I only wanted some leverage over him, not to destroy him. Give me that immediately. Nobody else must know.
No, I think I'll hang on to it.
What? No. You tricked me, you mendacious little stirkers.
I didn't lie to you.
It was a lie of a mission. You were planning this all along and you deliberately concealed it. May Jupiter cut you down.
I'll be going now.
I curse you. I curse your life and mind and memory. May you be unable to walk or eat or drink. May this drag you to the depths.
That's rude.
This is outrageous.
Yeah, I'm full of outrageousness. Ooh, is it getting on towards evening now? Kinda looks like it might be. He's still here? No, he's not. Malleolus! Where the heck did he go? Malleolus! Oh, there he is. Hey, buddy. Have a moment of your time?
Get out of my villa before I have Domitius throw you out.
Alright. I'll just talk to you next go around. Okay, how much money do we have? 2,000. I think we needed 2,000, so let's... I highly doubt that Ulpius is still alive, but... we'll run up here and see if he's still there. I don't see him. He could just be at a render distance. Actually. No, it doesn't look like there's a hole. So maybe he is still there. Okay. No, he's not. Oh, he did jump. Okay. Well, crap. Did I not see? No, I did see. Yeah, there's this thing over here we can get to. Let's get our bow out here. Lovely. Excellent. 250. What else? Is there a zip line that would take me down to the farm area? Or to the theater? Because I do remember that there was a thing there. Not what I was after, but that'll work for right now. Getting on towards evening, I do believe. So I want to... remember we found those vines in the caves. I want to hit those before I don't, other than stealing something and intentionally breaking the golden rule, I don't know what else we could really do. And it looks like we're getting down towards evening because everybody's going to the tavern. So let's get our flashlight out. Okay. Of course you haven't. Okay. What's in here? Ooh, lots of money. How do I get down? Just point down? Okay. That works. Okay. I can, but we're not dealing with you right now because there's not a whole lot else I can do for you right this second. Right this second, actually, what I need to do is go this way. No. Okay, she's in there. Claudia's in there. Or not Claudia. What's her name? Okay, I gotta find that one spot that had the vines. Can't go that way. Was it over back this way? Have I already rated that? Yeah, I've already rated that. Okay. Easy to forget what all you've done in this game. That's the problem with the time loop. You kind of lose track of things. I've got enough arrows, that's for damn sure, though. Alright, now I can climb up this. And climb down this. The Roman plaque, hey! A plaque bearing a Latin inscription, Pluto, Father of Riches. Can I talk with you at all?
What are you doing here? Please leave.
Oh, okay. Hey, there's a key. Key to the secret shrine. That was easy. As I was getting the Greek plaque. Okay, nice. So, we got the Roman plaque. So, where would the Greek plaque be? We would have to go talk with, in the tavern, we gotta go talk to Georgius. Because the clue about him was, I wonder, I'm gonna save before I try this. I might just manage to kill myself. Okay, so shooting you does nothing. That's interesting. I might have to see if I can't take her out because I can see it in there. That there are things, items in there past her, and there's got to be a way. These statues also don't turn and look at me. These are like huntresses, like I've been saying. So I bet you that they won't attack. They just are there. Those are the ones who come to life and kill people. Yes, I can. Georgius, so that's Galerius.
That's some lamp.
Yes, it is. What's that? Tavern keg? A large wooden beer keg with built-in cup holders. That's cool. Galerius from Magistrate, countered by I would rather drink Aurelia's special brew. Wow. A poem by Galerius. A poem by Galerius. I wonder if there's some way I can get him to talk about this.
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your...
What do you think about the election?
I can't see how I could vote for... Even I could do a better job. Me!
What's your story? I have time. Run through all his stuff here. Sorry to hear that. Glad things worked out in the end. Sure.
Anyway.
You know, way out of here.
As my butt. Yeah.
Okay. Golden rule.
I don't give a... But...
I'll be going now.
Alright, friend.
Okay, there's Decius. Hey, let's talk with Decius. Okay. You guys are going to notice a little bit of a hitch here because my dearest mother decided to come by. She's playing traveling doctor right now because my dad got the flu and decided to share it with all of us. You know, they always say that sharing is caring, but I would have really rather he didn't give a damn on this one. But hey, that is what it is. Alright, where were we?
That's
light.
some lamp.
Did you steal it from
I'm
the
guessing
gods?
that Promethean fire's not for sale.
Hi, Decius.
Oh, hello there, partner. I'm glad you're here. I think there might have been some confusion about my little practical joke earlier. You see, my plan was to give you a little fright. You know, like two friends joking around at the Saturnalia, and then, surprise, I'd open the door. But when I opened it, you were gone.
I don't believe you.
Partner, I swear, this is just a misunderstanding. Look, why don't you keep our bow as compensation?
You mean my bow? Don't worry, I'm keeping it.
Fine, fine. It's a credit to you that you're able to see the humour in all of this. Now, can I help you with something?
No.
Very well. Another time.
Righto. Okay, so...
Don't you just love springtime?
Of a degenerate mind.
So... I'm actually curious, how do I hook up... what's his name? The guy we come up and see every time. I don't remember his name. Galerius. How do we hook up Galerius and... Equidia? Or Equitia, excuse me. Well, the only thing we can really do while we're waiting, I guess, is come down here.
Hey, you're not thinking about going into the cistern, are you?
Yeah. Why?
Nobody's told you about Hannibal? Ugh, why do I have to do everything round here? So, there was this guy called Hannibal, right? Funny accent. Used to go down into the cisterns looking for junk he could clean up and sell. One day, a few weeks back, he comes out and tells me the cisterns are haunted. Said he could hear spirits wailing. Of course, nobody believed him, because who trusts a Carthaginian, right? Anyway, a few days later, he goes back in. And hours go by, and he hasn't come back out, yeah? So I go down after him, and it's dark. But in the distance, I can just make out his body, sprawled out on the ground. And hunched over him was something that made my blood run cold. No word of a lie. I saw a creature. Like the corpse of a man who'd been flayed. And it was eating Hannibal.
What did you do?
What any sane person would have done. I legged it out of there and put a sign at the door to warn the others.
That's a great story. Still going down there.
Well, it's your funeral.
Yeah, but I just remember something. Hey, Georgius. That's who I was looking for. House.
Greetings. I'm...
I know. You really want to know where I'm from, but I really want to ask you some questions.
My friend, your words intrigue me more and more. But yes, very well. Ask me what you will.
Okay. Do you know where I might find a Greek plaque?
And in a city full of Romans, you are asking me? Because I am Greek. Let me tell you something about Greeks and Romans. My name is Georgios, yes. But the Romans, they do not care. They hear me say Georgios, and they think, he must mean Georgius. Good Roman name. They do this all the time. They see us worshipping Zeus, they copy us, but call him Jupiter. They take Hades, and call him Pluto, Persephone, Proserpina. I am flattered that they copy our ideas, but Why must they change the names? Do they want credit for making it all up? Do they want to forget where it came from?
Yes.
At first, I pull my hair out. After a while, I give up, and I become Georgius the Roman. I accept the world is Roman now. Plus, I have no hair left to pull.
Good.
But my point is this. If you want to know who stole an old Greek name, look no further than the sticky-fingered Romans. The plague you seek was pilfered from a collection of old Greek relics by none other than Dooley.
Okay.
He cannot help it. Like a typical Roman, he likes shiny things, especially those that once belonged to my people. And besides, it makes him happy. So I say, let him keep it. I believe he still has it with him, in his cell, just opposite the Temple of Demeter.
Aha.
I hope that our paths cross.
Okay, so Dooley has it. But there's no conceivable way we can get Malleolus to withdraw on this election cycle, and there's no way that we can release Dooley without getting Galerius elected. What's this note? Warning, do not enter the cistern. See Domitius for details. I'm not scared of this. Okay. No. It is time, okay?
Let us meet to elect our magistrate.
Can I talk with you? No. Okay. The election's on, okay? That's fine, I guess. Excuse me. Well, I've got the Roman plaque. I guess while I'm waiting for this, I guess I can go ahead and return it. Maybe. But there's not really a whole lot I can do as far as the election goes, because I can't vote and I can't influence it right now. So, kind of limits my options a little bit. But in our next episode, we definitely need to do... We gotta save Ulpius. Gotta save Ulpius. And, excuse me. Gotta save Ulpius. We got to get Galerius to go do everything we need done. Missing piece, inspect. Okay, so this would be the Roman side. Ooh. Nice. So then you have Roman. Not sure what that would be. I'm thinking of what ancient civilizations had come before. This would be Greek. That's obviously Egyptian, Sumerian maybe? Hold up. The winged staff. Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so let's take our zip line down here. I'm going to see if I start out right by the statue, maybe I can knock her out right as she comes to life. Maybe. Quote unquote. And get into this room before I get knocked out. Or turned to stone, rather. Gold. Yep. Yeah, there it says.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
The Golden Rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius.
Yeah,
And now,
not
for
worth
your entertainment.
This is stupid. Let's get my bow out. Now I gotta time this save right at the right time because I don't really want to end up getting screwed over again. So yeah. Alright, let's save real quick. Yes, I'm sure.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Oof. Alright. Oh, nope, got turned to gold. Alright. Well, that was that. But that does say that if I dodge around her enough, I can actually get back in. So, we'll reload from the last save, and we will try that one more time. Because there was 4,000 denarius. I don't think I'd ever need to go back for more money. And plenty of arrows, too. Always a nice thing. Alright, here we go.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Alright, got all that. Dodge this, and... Haha, you missed. Okay, yeah, you got me, fine. Nope, you still missed. You suck at life. I'm only about a half gold dude now. Open it on me, my dude. Here we go. Nice. And we have returned. Oh, sweet turkey baby's on my lap. She keeping daddy feeling better. Even if she is kind of a brat. Alright, Turk, that's enough. But guys, that is it for today's episode. We're going to leave off right here. So, let me save real quick. And this is where we're going to leave it. So, thank you everybody for joining me for today's episode. We've made quite a few revelations in today's episode. Found out we're actually in the underworld. Presumably, the we have to find the obelisks, or the plaques off the obelisk. We've already found the Roman. We still have to find the Greek and Egyptian, a Greek plaque, an Egyptian plaque, and probably, if I was to take a gander at the next major civilization that was before the Egyptians, it'd be the Sumerians, Babylonians, basically. So that's probably what that is. We need to stop the one gentleman on the top of the town or the city from killing himself. We also need to prevent Ulpius, that's his name. We need to keep Ulpius from killing himself. And maybe we can find out a little bit more from him about Scintilla's disappearance. We also have heard we've heard a little bit about this guy, Egyptian guy, Kabosh, but we haven't seen any evidence of him. We did find that one passageway behind or under in the temple of Demeter behind the statue. So there may be something in that. Dooley has the Greek plaque, but we'd have to get Galerius elected to have him be free. So we need a majority. No matter what, we know that Cynthius and Malleolus can't vote. So, because they're running. Now, if they withdrew from the race, they can then vote. So say Malleolus, we need to get him to withdraw, then we can elect a Galerius, or set up the election rather. And if he is actually the one going around doing it, saving everybody, that makes him look really good. So he'd probably get elected in a landslide by everybody who he saved. He'd get Georgius's vote for saving what's her name, the baker, who Georgius seems to be very fond of, basically like his daughter maybe. So we have her, Fabia, that's her name. So if we save Fabia from the assassin, we save Julia. That saves what's his name? The guy whose name I can never remember, who's going to jump off into the villa. Then we are also going to save or help Virgil and the guy who's harassing him. We're basically going to have Galerius help everybody. He makes him out to be like a golden boy, saves us having to do everything. And doing all that good, that might be how we unlock this idea that we found a love note that we can't do anything with, but it's addressed, I think, to the Vestal Priestess, Equitia. So it'd be interesting to see if we can't hook up Galerius and Equitia. But we'll just have to see where we go with that. So, thank you everybody for joining me for today's episode. And I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!